shadow on the wall that looks like a man. Lord, that lamp just moved on that stand. I got movement in the cellars, I got footsteps in the hall. There's no time to waste, I better make some calls. I gotta get ready, make everything right, 'cause all my rowdy friends are ghost hunting tonight. Hey, round up the team, let's get started. Hey, this is Brother Mine. There's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set, let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are ghost hunting tonight. This old house has a long history. It should be real, real good for activity. And we got the house wired for sound and got motion alarms setting all around. Got a box full of batteries ready to go, and everyone's itching to start this show. Got our logo tees, driving black SUVs, and that one bald guy with a slick goatee. Let's get started. Hey, this is Brother Mine. Well, there's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set, let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are ghost hunting tonight. Hey, round up the team, let's get started. Hey, this is your big brother Mike calling. There's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set, let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are ghost hunting tonight. That's right. Go get 'em, boys!
And welcome everybody to PEN.
Welcome to Friday, January 25th. 2013, and happy birthday, Lori.
Yep, happy birthday.
That's it. That's all. No.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Let's just hop right into it. March
23rd.
at the Waxahachie Civic Center. Be sure and come out and join us and the auctioneer guy from Storage Wars, Texas. Keith Age, Christopher Booth,
Dakota Lawrence,
David Roundtree, Tracy Ray, a whole bunch of folks. We're all going to be there for the Texas Paranormal Unity Fest. You can go to Eventbrite. It's on Eventbrite. Gosh, gummit, I don't have it in front of me. It's on. Google that on Facebook. Search that on Facebook, and it'll come up. You can go buy your tickets and everything else.
And all proceeds go to cancer research.
Yes, all proceeds go. It's not a for-profit ordeal. And real quick too, don't forget the Lure Catskills Paracon, May 3rd and 4th. That is being sponsored by PEN. Once again, you can see David Roundtree, Tracy Ray, our very own Mary Gasparo will be speaker. Mr. John Tinney, Patty Zakas, Steve Wilson, Betty Comerford,
Athena Verona's Deborah Heinecker.
Also, D will be there selling her coffee. Robin Marie and James McCann will be there selling their books and talking about their projects. And we'll also have some representatives from the Sarah Harris Foundation.
And possibly, maybe, could be author Jody Cook.
Could be author Jody Cook. Jody's great.
We love Jody. And we're getting some great responses for our donations for the raffle.
That's right.
A portion of all proceeds go to Pack Ethics Rescue Inc., which is an animal rescue.
Yep, and like you saw in the banner, please go to PEN Events, all one word, .webs.com, and order your packages, order your tables. It's all there, and they're selling fast, folks. We've had some packages sell out already.
Yeah, we've already sold out the Bordello section.
Big shock.
Hey, what can I say?
But tonight, we are joined by Stephen and Ryleigh Black from Black Cross Paranormal. Are you guys out there?
Hey, how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Give our viewers just a little bit of background about you guys. I know you're based in Rhode Island, but how did you guys get started? What motivated you guys to start?
Well, you go first, David. We both had different experiences in life that opened our eyes to the paranormal, should I say. I was brought up Roman Catholic, heaven and hell and purgatory, believing in that and nothing else. And it wasn't until I was in my mid-30s, early 30s, that I had my first paranormal experience. I had witnessed a full-body apparition on my very first experience. It was very shocking. I approached one of my family members about it, and she just, it was one of my aunts, and she laughed, actually. She said, "Oh, you met the captain," and evidently other people in the family had seen this spirit or what have you. And I was like, why didn't you tell us? And she just said that, they didn't want to scare the younger generation, so they didn't say anything. Now, this is, 11 years ago. So I started, it really opened my eyes to there's something else out here. And I started, delving into the paranormal. Ryleigh, on the other hand, had a far different experience growing up with it as a child. Why don't you tell them about that?
My grandmother built a farmhouse with my grandfather back in the mid-1800s, and she came from a very large family. Since they were poor coal miners in northeastern Pennsylvania, they couldn't afford to take family members to a funeral home for big fancy funerals when they had passed away. So what they would do is they'd lay them out in the home and to let people pass by the windows, come in and visit. I think since from the mid-1800s up until about 10 years ago, there was 15, 16 family members that died in that house. And I don't know how many have been laid out, but where they had laid the bodies to be in the viewing, back in the 70s became my bedroom. So I had the full opportunity to get to hear all the noises and all the creaks and everything that goes bump in the night, and grew up in my mother's house, which she's very Russian and Greek Orthodox. So she didn't want to talk about it, to say your prayers, go to bed, until, when I was in my 20s, then the truth started coming out. So that's pretty much how we both got into it. When we got together, we started a team back in 2008, Black Cross Paranormal, and we kept it down in the low key for a while because of our son. Growing up, we didn't want this to influence his schooling or his life anyway, so we kind of kept on the DL. Now he's older. We brought this out in the public eye about 2 years ago with all the evidence that we have collected, and it just blew everybody's mind. They could not believe all the EVPs and the items that we have captured. So the team went big in a very big way in a very short period of time.
A lot of people don't know that. They see that, like, all of a sudden, you've got all this evidence and stuff, but we've been doing this for quite a while,
Yeah, we were just collecting it, biding our time. We didn't really want to be in the public eye until our son Ryan was old enough, and now he's actually a junior investigator on our team.
Actually, we were both in the public eye for different reasons before.
Yeah, but as a paranormal investigator.
Yeah, not as paranormal investigators.
Right, and you guys, just to give people a little background, Stephen, you started off as you were living the rock and roll lifestyle, so to speak.
Yeah, I was. I was touring the East Coast and just playing the drums and, living the life, you could say. Had a lot of fun. My first big show was at Lupo's Heartbreak Hotel here in Providence, which was one of the largest clubs in Providence, and I was 13.
Is that the one where Great White burned it down with their fire?
No, that was a different club. But actually, I had played that club the week before it burned to the ground.
Wow.
And
120 people died in that fire.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, my cell phone was blowing up that morning. People wondering, if I was there, if I was okay. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a kind of a really dark part, because wasn't Diamond Daryl or Dimebag got shot and not very long after that too, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, it was like one thing after another.
Yeah, because it was like boom, 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 and then I think Twisted Sister started touring again, and that was like the third sign of the apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love D. Snyder. He's opinionated. He'll stand his ground. I respect him for that. But had to throw that jab in there about the kind of the geriatric sister walking back up on stage. I know you saw your first full body. Have you had any kind of experiences like that, Ryleigh, yourself?
Yeah, my first time I ever seen a full body apparition was around 3 o'clock in the morning. This was before I was with Stephen. I was over at my boyfriend's house. Actually, he lived above a bar, and even though people might think that maybe I was just drunk and I was seeing things, I wasn't, and I was actually making fun of a spirit that haunted that place. But at the time, I didn't know that you weren't supposed to do stuff like that. So I actually called her out and said, if you are for real, then I dare you to show yourself to me. And nothing happened. So I figured, okay, well, nothing's going to happen. So we went to bed. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it actually pinned me to the bed while it floated to my right next to me. And after it disappeared and I could move again, I ran out of that place so fast I forgot my clothes. I hid behind a dumpster. I would not go back in. I was like, call me a cab and run home. Oh, yeah, that scared the pants right off of me. So I just that kind of opened my eyes. I mean, hearing them is one thing, you know what I mean? You hear things, you hear voices. You don't really, you pay attention to it, but you don't really, it doesn't really bother you.
Right.
It doesn't bother me.
So something that
But when you see it, like standing right in front of you, it scares the crap out of you.
something that some people don't know. I don't know. People who know us know this, but for the listeners for your show, Ryleigh is what I call like a sensitive. She attracts spirits, and she feels things. She senses things, and I'm more like the grounded one.
It blows people's minds. It really does. It's like I can't. I know a lot of people go out there and say, "Well, I'm insensitive, and I'm do this and I do that." Well, everybody is sensitive in their own way. It's just some people's things are more heightened than others. Abilities are more heightened than others. So with mine, it's just I can't tell you like these like the spirits like certain things about spirits unless they want me to tell you. When I walk in the room, I can feel if something is there by them letting me know that, but I can't tell you much more than that. I used to be able to when I was a little girl, but when you don't use it, you lose it. So you kind of got to train yourself all over again.
Right.
And there are times when we go on investigations where I will just go in there completely open with no guard up or anything, and I get attachments left and right. And it can be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, and then I have to help her with that.
It's like riding the teacup ride at Disneyland 100 times in a row.
Right. Have you guys got anything really, really big planned investigation-wise for 2013? I know a lot of groups we've been talking with recently they've got some really huge plans for this year. Have you guys got any really big plans for Black Cross this year?
Well, you know what we did? We see a lot of teams out there, spending money to go to all these big places and, Trans-Allegheny and renting out these big places with their friends and investigating. And what we did was we put a list together of places that we can go to that probably a lot of people don't go to.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to some people, and we just put this list of places that we're going to go, and we're going to do some filming this year. Something that we've focused on in the past is a lot of EVP work, which is kind of our specialty, and we've gotten a lot of good quality stuff. But we want to try and capture some video evidence, which is very far and few between in this community.
Yeah, there's a lot of audio evidence for a lot of teams, and there's thousands of teams out there across the United States. So everybody does have audio evidence of an EVP, of the voice that they have captured, but not a lot of people can say that they actually have anything on film. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody have something that's worth to watch on film.
Yeah, whether it's paranormal or not, or it's unexplainable.
So we have we did get a list of a lot of haunted locations up New England and down New England. A lot of legends, local legends that people talk about around here. We're going to investigate and film.
New England's crazy.
Yeah, it is. This place is like the heart of the haunted stuff. It really is.
There's just so much up here as far as urban legends. So many different haunted areas,
buildings.
Yeah,
residential. It's crazy.
In between here and Salem, every place in between.
But we want to show everybody that it's you don't need to pay thousands of dollars to go to a big name location where you could just go right down the street to your local cemetery or an old graveyard or whatever have you, and just capture the best EVPs and best video evidence.
Well, even our son knows of different places. He told me tonight. He said, "Oh yeah, you know this place?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know that place." And he goes, "Well, that place is haunted." I said, "Oh, really?" He goes on investigations with us. He's going to be 14. He's 13 now. He'll be 14 in March. And he's telling me, about these places that he knows of. And it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. And we want to let people know out there that to get in touch with the local legends, local, urban stories, delve deeper into it, find out what you can. Just investigate and find local places, and you don't have to go and spend hundreds of dollars, to go in some old factory building or some old asylum. We've done all those,
And,
not all of them, but
we
we've
want
done
to tell you that if you go with a group on a ghost tour to any of these locations that you're going to pay like hundreds of dollars for, a lot of your audio evidence will be contaminated. I can bet 90% of it to the bank that it would be contaminated. A lot of people that go on these ghost tours don't know the first thing about actually having quiet time and doing EVP sessions. So you're going to have to deal with that. People walking in and out of your area all the time. So you got to think of all these things before you put hundreds of dollars down on tickets.
Unless you do it as a professional group and go in that way.
Yeah.
Which is tough,
Well, I can tell you right now from this Southern boy, I'm too cheap to pay somebody $1,000 to go there. Well, the only location that I think him and I strongly would feel about paying to go to is
there's a couple.
Is a couple, but mostly is Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. That's also simply because the money that you spend to go there, one, you don't have to worry about the contamination. Two, you get to sleep in the location, so you don't have the extra investment of a hotel room or having to go back and forth from the location to a hotel. You basically show up. If you pay for the whole weekend, you basically show up for the whole weekend and you're there. In fact, if you bring your own food and water and stuff in there, you don't even have to leave. So that type of location, I'm all about. But I'm with you, Stephen. The Trans-Allegheny and stuff. A lot of it is overpriced. I agree.
And the Shanley Hotel.
Shanley, yes.
There are some nights where it's busier than others, but I mean, a lot of times, like on Sundays or during the week, you can get in there, and you're the only one there.
Yeah.
And Mary and I caught a great picture from the trap camera last time we were there.
So I agree. No, and I didn't mean if you had any plans to go to the big name places. I was just wondering if you had big plans. There's a lot of groups that are going to be doing some.
Yeah, we have a lot of things going on.
We got a lot of big plans. Like I said,
we were supposed to go out to Texas Para-Unity Fest with you guys. We just saw the advertisements flash by before you guys started the show. But we had to cancel out of that. It just could not be in our means to make it out to that event like we wanted to go. But anyway, we're going to be hitting Pennsylvania twice this year for different Paracons. Also, we're going to be in New Hampshire at the Paranormal Awards. Club Para was voted nominated, for Radio Show of the Year.
Yeah, that was big.
Yeah, and also Club Para is going to be covering all the winners for the Paranormal Awards, so we're going to be doing that. We've got Ocean State Paracon we're going to be at.
Yeah, that's coming up. And this is, these types of things are great for either fundraising, for good causes, or, even just for us as paranormal investigators to meet and greet other teams that are doing some good stuff out there, sharing evidence, getting to know each other face to face. They're really excellent opportunities, and I think if people haven't been to any of these, they should definitely, a lot of them, what do they charge, $5 to get in? And it usually goes to some really good donation or good cause. Go check it out. These things are really cool, and people are doing a lot of different things, and that's how you learn.
Well, when we first came out into the public to do everything, we went to a paranormal convention 2 years ago. And we started talking to people that were there, and we had a chance to meet with Rise Up Paranormal, Ken DaCosta, John Brightman from NEPR, Joe Chin from GHI, he was there, and Carl Johnson and Keith Johnson, demonologists. We got to talk to them, and we just started meeting people, and now we're going to be doing speaking engagements at different events. So it's the way to go, definitely, to want to get out there, have people know who you are, have them teach you their methods, maybe you can teach them some of yours, and that's what it's all about for us, is letting the public know that we're here to teach you, to help you in any way we can to pass the word of the paranormal around.
Yeah, share the knowledge. Everyone has different methods and things, or
We're not,
specialties that they do. I mean, I'm so happy. Like Ryleigh said, a couple of years ago, we met Carl and Keith Johnson, and Carl is like one of our best friends now. He's like a family member. And you really get to know people and meet them and bring them into your life. And it's good, it really is. It's good to meet people doing the same thing, right, and sharing the same ideas and, doing stuff together. Awesome.
Well, we've been to the Hannah meet and greet, and we've been to several of the bigger Paracons recording while we were there, or broadcasting, however you want to say it. So yeah, we understand that. We've met a lot of people, a lot of crazy people, but they're fun.
Yeah, and it's also the only way you're going to actually like touch flesh with people. Because doing what we do, what we're doing right now is great. Doing internet radio, that's great. Because you guys also do Club Para over on Dead Air Radio, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. But you're only going to reach, even with archives, you're only going to reach a certain number of people. But like you go to like Scarefest, for example. Scarefest, there's 20,000 people that walk through the door in a weekend. So that's a whole different level of than what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Or even Full Moon Tattoo and Horror.
Yeah, Full Moon was great. And what was really weird is we were the only paranormal group there, and that was
we were. And
I think I had almost every. It felt like 14,000 people came by our booth and told us ghost stories.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but I mean, we were there interviewing some of the hosts. If people go to our YouTube channel, Smoking Yeti 71, let me plug that real quick. The interviews that we've done at conventions are there. We've got to meet some really, really cool people. But I agree. All of that is just to agree with what you guys are saying. It's really the only true way to get out there, and face to face. Most of the events too. Like one thing you did mention, most of the events too also have a very reasonably priced investigation.
Oh yeah.
So you have a chance to go out with somebody. If it's run properly, you have a chance to go out and investigate with somebody that you might actually learn something from.
See, when people ask us if we want to go with them out to investigate, and we have the time, we'll go with them. You know what I mean? We don't say no. We don't put up our noses towards them. If they want us to join them on an investigation, since it's just me and Steven most of the time, we usually go.
Right.
And we show them what we have as far as equipment-wise, and we show people how to work it and how to use it, and then go over software ideas afterwards on how to do audio.
Yeah, sometimes we get invited here and there to either be I guess one of the lead teams to going through, and they have people come along on the investigation, and then Ryleigh will pass. She has. If you see her on an investigation, she looks nothing like her photos online.
I've got these big 70s style headphones that I wear, like, the ones that you would wear listening to disco, roller skating down the street. Those are the kind that I have on.
Especially in the winter months. She's bundled up with the Michelin Man jacket. And
only thing you could see are my eyes, like Kenny from South Park. Everything else is covered.
But she'll pass the headphones over to you and let you listen in on the the live recorder that we got, the real-time digital recorder, and teach people. And people get freaked out when they hear this stuff for the first time. It's funny, when you watch them, their eyes bug out of their head, and they're like, "Oh my God, did you hear that?" And I guess we're so desensitized to it because we hear it all the time. We're like, "Oh yeah, that's nothing," or we're just, we brush off certain EVPs because they're not, I guess, I don't know, of a certain quality or whatever. Even when things happen, it's like we don't get as excited as other people get, either frightened or excited. I've noticed that over time. Or maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know.
Well, I don't think we get frightened or excited over an EVP. It's just, listen, what do you hear? What do you hear?
Yeah.
What do you hear? Let's send it over there. Let's see what they hear. send it over there. What do you hear? And
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of where we're at, because we've heard so many, and
Yeah.
because of my health, we haven't been as active as we were the last year and a half. But we're going to get back out there this year a little bit, and I can tell you right now, in the time off, quote unquote off we've had, I couldn't tell you how many we've been sent. So I'm kind of with you guys. I'm a little jaded. You know, when I hear something, that's great, but I want to hear what somebody else hears, and if you hear the same thing, well, then we'll go from there. But I almost have to have somebody, two people tell me that that's what I hear before I believe it anymore. Almost.
Yeah. We actually end up having people send us audio so we can decipher it, and you know, we've actually had that a lot, and we don't mind doing it. You know, we spent a lot of money on software programs, and you know, it's what we do. You know, we've been focusing on audio work for years and years, and it's like, okay, we're good at it. If we get stuck, we have this one guy that we go to. You know, we'll bounce something off of him, and if he can't hear it, nobody can.
Right.
But that's I don't know. When you hear your first EVP, I guess your jaw drops and your eyes bug out. You know, that happened to me once. But I don't know. It is funny when you're teaching people and you're showing people. We were, where was it? The BBC we investigated with Parahunter and Mike Markowitz and Paula, and there's a number of us up there investigating this place called the BBC. And what it is, it's a nightclub. And people were coming upstairs. We had the whole upstairs to ourselves to, you know, start setting up and everything. And once they closed the doors, we had the whole building. But they were still open while we were setting up upstairs. And people were coming upstairs talking to us saying, hey, you know, what's going on up here? And we'd let people listen. And these are just, you know, your everyday people that aren't involved in the paranormal in any way, shape, or form.
I think Channel 12 newscaster, I don't know what his name is up in Mass. He's a weather guy. He stopped by, he came upstairs, and when he heard his first EVP, he was floored. He said, he goes, I work the news every day, and I've never heard anything like this before.
Yeah, I mean, we had people run out of there after listening to, you know, some of the evidence that we had. And people were scared. You know, I think they don't understand it the way we do.
We got friends that come to the house that even trains on a gym, and they know what we do, and I've even offered, would you like to hear it?
They don't want to hear
it. No, they want to know, but it's like a car wreck. You want to watch, but you don't want to look, you know?
Yeah, we've got a couple like that we've played for various friends and family that have come by, and you'll play it for them, and especially when you put headsets on them. You're almost glad that the headsets got the cord on there, because when they whip around and look at you like, where did you get that? And then you start explaining them the story, you know. And just for anybody that ever sends anything to Pema Encounters or to PEN for us to listen to, please send us like 10 seconds.
yeah, not just the bleep.
Yeah, don't just send me a second and a half or 2 second recording. Please send me about 10 seconds, a few seconds before, a few seconds after, if you don't mind, please.
That's funny.
Well, you know what I mean. People send you this photo, and it's did you hear that? They were talking about War and Peace, you know, and it's like, no, I heard, that's all I heard.
I heard,
yeah.
Well, you have to slow it down, and you gotta, no.
Then it's not there.
Well, it's a lot like people sending pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, we've gotten to the point to where paranormal researchers have to either be very tactful or get the heck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, some people are like, oh, you're an idiot, you don't know what this is, or, you know, that ain't nothing, it's a bug, blah, 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 blah. You have to be able to explain it to them without belittling them.
Yeah, people get very offended, and there's one thing I've seen is a lot of drama in this community.
Yeah, you could. That is.
I mean, I've certainly tried to do my best to stay way out of it. A couple of times I've gotten dragged into a little bit here and there, and it's like, well, I don't want any part of it. You can go running off at your own mouth, and I'm going over here. So.
Yeah, we stay out of the drama. It's too exhausting to have to deal with other people's crap.
Sometimes I get a real Ryleigh in a little bit.
Yeah, I do. I have to sit on my hands. She makes me sit on my hands.
She's online a lot more than I am, but
I network.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I network. I'm a busy girl.
Yeah, I'm busy too.
Well, that's the thing about you have to be in this for your own reasons, and I'm pretty sure you guys will agree with this, that you've got several people, maybe a handful, maybe 10 at the most, that you care what they think. Other than that, I'm glad you have an opinion. I don't value it very much.
Yeah.
That's just where
one
I'm
thing
at.
we don't do. One thing we don't do anymore is share evidence on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because
I get too wound up.
Yeah, it's like, without knowing the whole story or being able to tell someone how you obtained the evidence, or, I mean, if you're standing in the middle of some abandoned factory and you get this EVP, coming across saying, I know you're here, or, something like that, and it's a deep man's growly voice, and, and there's no one around like that, and at that time, Ryleigh gets hit in the face by like this wind or something, and she feels like she's going to hit a brick wall or whatever, and at that very time she captures this EVP. Well, if you go posting that on Facebook, everyone's going to have an opinion, and most of them stink, but because they're like something else.
Yes.
But what we end up doing is, we might send it off to a couple of people and let them hear it, and then we'll put it on our website. And then that way, if people want to listen to it, they can listen to it. If they don't want to listen to it, guess what? We were shocked when we heard it, and that's all that matters. We don't care. We know what we did. We've analyzed the. A lot of times, what I do is I'll look at it through the spectral analyzer. In Cool Edit Pro, you can do spectral analyzation. So I make sure that it's not a human voice. That's the first thing that I look at. And then I've got this other program. It's called R2 Advanced, and you can raise the gain. You can do some EQ on it, and just to try and clear up some of the background noise. And it's like, oh yeah, now I can really hear it because you get rid of some of that background crap. And but some of them you don't have to do anything. Some of them it's like, whoa, this is right off the recorder. Let's post this. And those are the ones that are like, oh my God, did you hear that? But yeah, we won't post anything on Facebook.
Well, people will send you stuff. They'll send you pictures. Or they'll post pictures, and some of us will look at it and go, yeah, that's because of blah, 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 and you try to explain it reasonably, but with respect. And then you'll get someone else who will go, well, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. If you don't have anything constructive to say, get off there.
I just want that attachment. I just want that attachment that when you take the picture, it circles stuff in the red line and puts an arrow pointing to it.
Right.
I want that attachment for my camera.
That's the orb feature.
right. It's the little picture of the flower, the little picture of the mountains, and then the little picture of the orb. Yeah. I'll look on my camera might have that.
And I mean, there's one team out there. I can't think of their name off the top of my head, and I wouldn't name them on the air anyway. But they put out some pretty interesting stuff. But the other day they put out a picture of the Grim Reaper in the cemetery.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And
Oh no.
it's a really cool looking picture, but
Yeah.
they posted a regular view and then a close up view,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
they did the close up view first. When you go to the original picture, you can see the light shining off the robe and everything else, and it's like, yeah, not so much.
It's like the worst Instagram hoodie picture ever
Yeah.
taken. Yeah.
I had somebody send me a photo, and I asked them, I said, okay, well, here's what can happen. I asked them about shutter speed. I asked them numerous questions, and then they said, oh, it's just a regular camera, this and that. Well, I ran it through a program that actually tells me if the photo's been edited, or it'll tell me the shutter speed, and et cetera. It gives you all the EXIF data. And so I run it through this program, and it says, "Oh yeah, the shutter speed was extremely slow. There were no like overhead lights on, but there was some kind of a blue light that was reflecting off of a mirror." And I told them, that it's, I'm not going to come out and say that this is paranormal. I can't. But I sent them all the EXIF data. And I said, this is what I'm seeing. This is what, my analysis says. And, so I can't say that it's paranormal. And then they messaged me back and they said, well, we're going to go with paranormal because it's unexplainable. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Nice.
Why did you waste my time? I just spent, a half hour analyzing all of this stuff, and you're going to just go with paranormal anyway.
Well, some people send it to you and they honestly want your opinion. Others send it to you and they honestly want you to have their opinion.
Yeah, right.
And if you don't, they'll sit there and argue with you about it. And it's like, it's your picture. Do what you want. You ask my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I said. I said that I messaged him back and I said, yeah, that's fine. You do what you want.
I had one guy sitting there telling me that this orb in a cemetery in a snowstorm, what had to be an orb because it was directly over a tombstone. Does it not snow on tombstones in that area? I'm not understanding that.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I'm crying on that one.
Well, seriously, I posted a picture on Facebook. Now, granted, I was kind of, chumming the waters when I did this.
He was really chumming the waters.
I was on a quote unquote orb group on Facebook. They do exist.
They added you though.
They did add me. I was guerrilla added. But I posted a picture that I took from our back porch in St. Louis, where we lived at the time. It was 20 degrees outside. It was snowing, and I was smoking. So guess what showed up on the picture? 3 things showed up. One, you had not only smoke, but my breath, because it was 20 degrees outside, that floated in the picture. You had a very cool picture of a snow-covered patio in the flash with about 100
snowflakes, but there were different colors. So all of a sudden there were orbs.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there was some of the smoke had matrixed itself into what looked like something holding like a wing type formation. However, it had floated when I took the picture.
It was smoke. It was breath.
And I even put
snow.
in the description when I posted it, this is a picture of snow from Christmas Eve in St. Louis. And I swear there was 75 or 80 comments on that picture that, oh my God, I see my Aunt Louise. She's the third one above the grill. Can you see the ectoplasm that's forming on the screen? I'm like, that's my breath. It was 20 degrees outside.
No, it couldn't be.
No. That's too powerful a picture for that to just be your breath. Really?
Funny.
That's when I just start putting the little quotations next to the thing that says SMH, smack in my head. Because you can't convince a total skeptic that it's happened, and you can't make a total believer deny it. If somebody is on one of those polar ends, then it's just better to not talk to them, or not talk to them very much. Like maybe go local sports team, but don't talk to them about orbs or whatever they're so passionate about, because they're not going to sway their opinion.
Yeah. That's
and
funny.
it's unfortunate. But that's the kind of stuff that we deal with, you know.
Yeah, I know. You try to, I don't know, you try to be professional and friendly with everyone. And, I mean, I don't even really, post my opinion on people that do post photos. Some of these forums and groups that we're in, people will post photos and say, tell me what you think about this. And
I'm like, no, you don't really want me to
like,
tell
no,
you.
yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
You don't want me to really tell you.
Yeah, go local sports team.
Well, every once in a while, on a couple of my Facebooks, if I scroll down and see someone who I know is just out taking pictures, I mean, they're not big into the paranormal. They're not part of any team. It's not something that we're searching for. If they post a picture and go, okay, what's this? Then I'll try to help them out. But other than I don't touch other people's evidence. I don't post ours. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
if you go through my photo album, we took 2 trips to Zombie Road, and I'm like, random picture of Zombie Road. I'm not claiming anything on there. It's just a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you get the people coming back, oh, it looks like not the Terminator, what was the other one?
The Predator.
Predator. Oh, it looks like Predator. Really?
Yeah.
It's a bush.
It's
Yeah.
like I said, I feel for some of these people, and I try to be as politically correct as I can. But if you ask me my opinion, don't get mad if I give it to you.
Right, but you can give it to them politely is my point.
And I do, but I'm just saying, people, even if you give them a polite, like you said, they want you to look at it and see what they see. If you don't see what they see, then you've got to be a freaking idiot.
Well,
Yeah.
I've had a couple of those, and after about 2 weeks of debating back and forth because they think they're right, it's like, okay, it's your opinion. No, you need to say it. No, click, delete, block, you're gone.
Right.
Yeah, we had a few things like that happen in some of the groups. I mean, people create these groups and they add Ryleigh and myself as admins. And, they want us to, look over and make sure people aren't getting out of control. And next thing you know, there's a hate festival going on, and people want to sue the other one, and and it's like, what? You get in there and you try to calm people down or tell them, listen, this isn't the time or place, and why are you, attacking people online, and you see it, and next thing you know, you got to delete and block them, which is sad. I mean, I hope that there's more adult behavior coming in this year than I saw last year.
We can only
Because there
hope.
was yeah, I mean,
except maybe from the celebrity race.
Sorry, the community is only good as the people in it, and I think that brings me to the whole power unity thing. People ask me about power unity, and I say, well, it needs to be based on people and not a community, because the community is only as good as the people in it. So.
Well, when it comes to para-unity, Eric and I have this argument because he says it won't happen. But in my opinion, for the most part, there is. Not completely over, the entire field. But, I mean, we've worked with 30, 40 teams. I know a lot of teams that have worked with other teams and a bunch of other teams and all had a blast and stayed friends.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I agree. There are so many wonderful people in this community, but it does need to be people based and not community based, because community is the entire community, and I don't see it. I just see a lot of different things, and I'm sure you guys do too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unfortunately, I think we need to take the popularity contests out of it, because that's where most of the drama seems to be coming from lately.
Yeah, we, I mean, I know you've probably seen, my wife does modeling. I've done a lot of fitness modeling and other types of modeling in my day, and I still do. I got a modeling job coming up in a couple of weeks, actually, and it's just part of what we do in our daily lives. Those are the people that we are. We're more than just paranormal investigators. Right. I also do IT work. I do website design. I do a lot of different things. I wear a lot of different hats. And our personal pages, you see some of that come through. Mm-hmm. People have, wanted to put us on calendars and all these other things, and then next thing you know, it's a drama fest. And we've pulled out of them. We've pulled out of the calendars. We've pulled out of a lot of different things because it turns into a drama fest, and we're like, no, we don't want anything to do with it. Please remove us. And it's too bad that and like you said, it's like a popularity contest rather than anything else.
It really is. Okay, we've all been there, but because you're saying this about this person, then you can't be our friend, and we're gonna take our ball and go home, and this is junior high, people. Everybody's entitled to their opinions.
Yeah, we've had people that said, "Oh well, this person, I don't like that person," and I guess someone was saying that about us. For I forget what reason. I don't know if it was because we pulled out of one of the things or whatever, one of the contests they were having or something, and so people were hating on us because of that, and this one.
Oh yeah, because I got voted sexiest paranormal investigator of the year.
Something like that.
But how did you beat me? I don't get that.
I was the only one in my underwear, and everybody else was fully clothed, and I thought that wasn't fair.
Well, they go on her page, her personal page, and they take one of her modeling photos, which is tasteful in the modeling community, and people look at it differently in the paranormal community. But it's who she is.
But if people out there who know who I am know that I'm more of like a jeans and work boots and like I get in the dirt with the guys.
She'll outfish anybody, I'll tell you that. She used to do the bass tournament. What is that? Bassmasters tournament. So, we're regular people. We do a lot of different things. And our pages on Facebook are our personal pages. That's us. It's not some I don't know, someone
It's untouchable,
Well, I know some people have, someone taking care of their pages and stuff, but that's not who we do, what we do, or who we are. We put ourselves out there. That's who we are.
Yeah, but like I said, most of the drama lately all seems to be a big popularity contest. It's all egos. If they took the egos out of it, we'd all play nice again.
Right. And one of our main motivations over here, not only for Pema but for PEN, was, for people to think for themselves. And a lot of what you see is not people thinking for themselves. It's a lot of sheep noises. Man,
yeah.
The shepherd said I have to do this, man.
Well, you see some of the paracelebs, and there's a few that will type peanut butter and get 900 responses, but if you say we want to do this to help raise awareness for domestic violence, this woman was beaten, you may get one or two comments from people you really know. Nobody else will bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's changing.
That's the sheeple though. That will 900 people will comment on how much they like peanut butter because someone typed the word.
Yeah.
Right.
They think that hey, if I type on this person's wall, all of a sudden they'll be my friend and I'll be popular too. It doesn't work that way, guys. They don't see them.
Yeah. Oh, and when y'all go to the Paranormal Awards, hug Cece for us. Tell her we said hi.
Tell who what with?
Hug Cece for me when y'all go and tell her we said hi.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we will. I think we're going to have to get a room up there because it's like a 13-and-a-half-hour day,
Yeah, we're gonna be there for
And
13
we
hours.
have to. It's 2 hours. It's like 2 hours away from us, and we have to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it goes until 9:30 at night. And and then they have an after party or something going on, and it's like, okay,
Yeah, we've been there, done that.
Yeah, is P Diddy going to be there?
probably.
Yeah, but Ryleigh B is gonna be in house, so
There you
that's
go.
good.
That's all. That's all that counts. But that's the thing too. Is I don't know about you guys. Obviously we're both in the internet broadcasting arena. We both obviously have something and a message to say that we want to get out. But we didn't get in this for the kudos.
Yeah.
No, you get to talk to people and meet people and
Right.
learn, and you bring other people's views to the forefront, and there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes too. And Ryleigh's the host, but I can't tell you how many hours and hours and hours that I've spent behind the scenes with audio and all kinds of things just to get her show running.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work. You don't do it for
I wish I got
any
paid.
other reason.
Yeah, to do it. I mean, if I got paid to do it, at least it's,
Right. We don't do it for the big paychecks.
Yeah, but you do this when out of your own free time, and a lot
For
of
the
it.
love of it.
Yeah, a lot of it takes away from investigations. A lot of it takes away from family time.
Yeah.
So I had to take a break from Club Para for a little bit because I wanted to do more investigations. I wanted to spend more family time together. And hosting a show and chasing after guests and networking and promoting is just like, for the love of God, I need a break already.
Some guests are easy to work with, others are not so
Freaking
easy.
divas,
Well, and then every once in a while you'll get that one who can talk your ear off for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours.
Off air.
But as soon as they're on air, it's like,
Crickets.
so you're part of a paranormal team? Yep. Cricket, 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 cricket.
One word answers, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. As a host, you learn how to pull more of an answer like that. Who was like, Copperhead was like that. Or
Yeah.
Jen of Trans-Allegheny.
We love Copperhead.
He's the best.
Don't get us
And
awesome,
when I
awesome
have
guy.
him come on Club Para as a guest,
Tough on the
he
radio.
would give me one word answer. And I've known him for a while. I'm
That's
like,
him though, and we love
Greg, come on, let's go.
you gotta pull it out of him.
Kick that mule, get it going.
Yeah, don't be afraid to string 3 or 4 of them things together. Yeah. We've been there, guys. We've had a couple like that. Trust me. Not any recently, but we've had them like that in the past.
No, we've pretty much been fortunate, but
Yeah.
we've had a couple to where it was just painful. You're looking at the clock going, man, it's almost over. What? We've been on 10 minutes? Really?
Right.
Oh boy.
I can't do this for another 50. Oh my God.
And then they always turn around. They usually turn around in the end. It's usually not a. It's it all gets better in the end. It's just sometimes you get a little shaky start and this can't be how this is going to go. And then by the end of it, it's it's a flowing thing. But yeah, it can scare the crap out of you there every now and again. Have you guys? And I know we're getting top the hour. We can go as long as we want to at this, but you guys have got 2 different websites that I put on the graphics that we've had up there. Nice. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? BlackCrossParanormal.com. Then of course on Facebook.com/BlackCrossParanormal.
Yeah, people can go to ClubPara.com. That's up there. That's Ryleigh's show. What else we got?
The fan pages.
Which is
Really look at what? Hold on one second. I can't type it.
oh my god.
She doesn't
Don't
know.
listen.
She's not
Don't
on the.
listen to her.
No, I'm not doing 10 minutes.
Don't listen to her. She's trying to multitask, and that just
She's
doesn't
not a
happen.
fan of those
Okay, no,
pages.
it's at facebook.com.
It has
Ryleigh
a Facebook.
Black Friends page. You can go there and leave your comments there.
Okay.
I have no friends, so I don't put a friends page up.
Me
If
either.
you're Stephen True, don't get him wrong. The women come and chase after him on that page too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't have
Even the
that.
gay guys.
Yeah,
I do.
I don't have subscribers.
like
I have
I
people
said,
that tolerate me.
What's that?
I said I don't even have subscribers on my page. I have people that tolerate me.
Yeah, but they like me, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Thank God one of us is
That's
cute.
how it works.
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
That's good. There's some Twitter stuff out there too. I haven't been on Twitter in, I want to say, 8 months,
It's still there.
and people still are tweeting me.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. You guys can find me.
She goes on all the time. I'm never on there. I got too many things to do.
Well, I'm too OCD for Twitter. If I got something to say, I want to say
Yeah.
the whole sentence, not 3 words, and have to come
Yeah.
back and finish
Yeah,
it.
imagine throwing a cat in a round room with rocking chairs and balls of yarn. That's cat. That would be Kim on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you got 14 words or whatever. And that's
I think
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what I
140.
do is I type it somewhere else, and then I copy the link and I paste it in Twitter. That way I can get out what I need to say, and they just have to, click the link and tweet
Well,
it.
it gets even better. You can actually either through Twitter or through Facebook or some of the other places that will actually link to both of them. I think a blog on Google. When you start one there, when you actually update, it sends something to Twitter, it sends something to Facebook, and it'll send something to Google Plus. Even though there's not anybody on Google Plus, it sends it there.
There's 6 people over there. Quit it.
But what happens is,
Get out into the universe.
yeah. But what happens is when it updates to one, like you send something to Twitter, then it automatically goes to Facebook. So I didn't realize that, and I went on my for whatever reason went to my actual Facebook page. I wasn't looking at my news feed like everybody else. I actually went to my page and I scrolled. I was like, "Oh crap!" Every time I do that, it does that. So
Yes.
there's 60 things I can advertise our shows one time. Each day, and it kicks. No wonder people don't like me anymore. But I'm passionate. That's something else I've had to do to defend myself in the network. And I'm sure you guys have run across this too when you advertise for it.
Yeah. Yep. People get inundated, and they're like, they don't want to see it or they don't want to hear it.
Well, you know what? The way we look at it, if you don't want us advertising, don't add us to your groups.
Yeah.
If you cannot ask us to be on there, it's game on.
Yeah. I know there are, we have created a couple of groups, and most of them you can advertise in, but I know there's like one of them that advertising from anyone isn't allowed.
Right.
Which is, and that's fine.
Which
and
is
people
people
ask to join their door.
Right, but which is understandable, and when you have a group, and it's from the get-go, people know that. I have no problems with not advertising a group, but staying part and a productive member of the group. I have no problems with that. But when I happen to just go to check my email and I've got 30 notifications because I just got added to a group that you added 3,000 people to, don't get pissy with me in a message and tell me, how dare you advertise on my group? How dare you add me? That's my big. That's my big.
I don't believe it.
Y'all's.
At one time, I was running 4 different Facebooks for 4 different reasons. In one of them, I started one day. Within 3 days, I had 170 group ads. I never accepted one, but all of a sudden, I belonged to 170 groups.
Yeah. Popular.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, do you even know who I am? No, you don't. Because, quite frankly, a lot of people, even on my Pema Encounters one, after 4 years, still thinks I'm a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that send me the game requests and all that.
Oh, Lord.
I just ignore it.
That's
I just
me.
ignore it.
Well, I send out the game requests because I don't have anything to do with my life, and I play Farmville, damn it. So everybody gets it.
It puts in a hard day's work at Farmville.
Hey, with all those quests, it does become a hard day. Thank you very much. Ryleigh?
I love to play Farmville, and I tell people, if you're my friend, you'll accept the fact that I'm a Farmvillian and just play the damn game.
That's right.
Well, she just sends them out, but her invites and stuff, I just ignore them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's
people get very pissed off, and I don't see why. Just ignore it, skip over it. Who cares?
Yeah. And what's on our personal pages? There are personal pages. If you want to go see what our businesses are, go to our business pages. But this is something different, and people have trouble with that, and I don't understand that. I really don't.
Well, you've got 6 people on the Pema Encounters one going, "Stop sending me these, or I'm gonna block you." I have
Get off the
literally,
phone,
I have literally 1,798 friends on that page that play Farmville. So that's half of the friends on there. Deal with it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, but I mean, that's just the trials and tribulations we go through. But people need to understand that from you guys with Club Para, us here with the network and our weekly, daily shows, we're just passionate about getting the message out. And I want people to understand. That's the reason why I brought it up. I want people to understand that, we do other things in our quote unquote real lives, but we're very passionate about what we're doing. And the only reason we're multiply posting what we're doing is we want as many people as we can to hear our message. You know what I mean? And people need to understand that there's passion behind that. It's not just I have nothing better to do than control V all day long. You know what I mean?
You're not just, you're inviting people, come and have fun and listen in or call in and, ask questions in the chat room or, get involved. You're inviting them in.
Right.
It's almost like you're inviting someone to a party or to your house or, to a community chat.
Yeah.
And that's what, that's how you get to know people in this community, and that, it's one method.
Yeah, and I just want people to understand that that's why here at PEN we are a producer of pork products. We will spam.
Good job on that flyer, by the way.
No, thank you very much.
I saw it. I was like, oh, cool colors. I love the colors in your flyer.
We try to grab everybody's eye. Now, Ryleigh, are you back on every week with Club Para?
Right now, I'm taking a break as
Okay.
host, but my co-host Amy Lynn, psychic Amy Lynn from Loving Light, is taking the sorry, Louie's going a little crazy. She's taking the wheel, and she's going to start hosting the show for a little while and bringing a different spin to Club Para. And then I'm going to, come back onto the show. But for right now, Amy is actually, she should be just about done with Club Para as we speak. I was just on that show, and now we're on this one.
She spent a little time on that show earlier.
Yeah.
Her show starts at 8 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, we've been at 9 o'clock for so many years. I don't think we know how to start at another time.
Not this show.
Yeah, not this show.
Yeah.
Want to thank you guys for coming on. Don't go anywhere. Stick around when we get off air. We got something else I'm sure we want to talk to you guys about. So don't go nowhere, okay?
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you so much.
Thank
our
you.
pleasure. Our pleasure. And you guys, we'll be talking more to you guys here on air.
Absolutely.
Be very afraid when he uses that tone.
Once again, everybody, be sure to tune in here on PEN every night of the week. We have live shows every night of the week. May even have some stuff coming from over the pond soon. Let me just throw that out there to you. So keep that in the back of your head.
Don't forget, check out the Paracon sites.
Yep. Don't forget, go to penevents.webs.com for the Lower Catskills Paracon on May 3rd and 4th at the lovely Shanley Hotel in the Lower Catskills.
Actually, it's at the lovely Shanley Hotel and the building next door because we're taking over two blocks.
Well, there's only 3 blocks in Napanock. So
Well, we're taking over 2/3 of the entire town.
That's right. And don't forget, on March 23rd, the Texas Paranormal Unity Fest. Google that. I will promise I will get the links added to that banner so I don't have to remember it anymore. But with that, everybody, we are out of here. If you're going hunting this weekend or going researching this weekend, be safe, be careful.
If you're up in the Northeast, stay warm. I've seen pictures from even, lovely little quiet neighborhoods, and that snow's insane up there.
That's right. So you guys be careful, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Yep. And tune in Monday. Preston Dennett. You followed